Street Beefs, good morning. Face with you on a Sunday. Getting ready to go watch my Ravens whoop the hell out of the Cardinals. Big day of fights yesterday, man. I wanted to chime in real quick afterwards and give my last little thoughts on it. The big thing, and as usual, I'll tell y'all, I posted in the Street Beefs Facebook group about that. The Italian Tyson fight. And just for the record, the Street Beefs Facebook group, like I said, that's the best way to get up to the second updates and discussion about Street Beefs. Right now we got 16,000 members and growing. There's a lot of different fights yesterday. The big one that we've heard a few things about, of course, is Italian Tyson and him throwing a few shots after Nighttime Guru was on the ground. Let me rush through this very quickly. Let me tell you first of all that the shot that put Nighttime Guru on stilts was not an illegal shot. It was a punch. Nighttime Guru was done before those shots on the ground were ever landed. Okay. Like I said in the group, it's like this. You don't get automatically disqualified for a shot to a grounded opponent unless that shot is what did the damage that ended the fight, which it wasn't. At best, for a shot to a grounded opponent, you get, first time probably a warning, second time you get a point, then if you do it again you get disqualified. So some of the people up in arms, I'm curious, what do they want to see happen? You know, the fight wasn't won on an illegal shot. Yes, there were some bad shots afterwards. They didn't end the fight, though. So, what would you have us do? I'm curious. He got a warning. He was told to control himself and watch his shots when an opponent's down. That's it. That's where it goes. There's not much more to it. If he did it repeatedly, then it's a different story. He did not. Nighttime Guru, I can assure you, you guys didn't see the whole video. He was done after that. It took him a good 5-10 minutes to recover to where he could walk straight. Okay, he was in bad shape. Anyways, second thing I'll say, I've said this before, and again, all the fighters know this, and if they don't, they'll know it now. We have a review system in place for judges' decisions. Okay. The fighters have been told, if you feel a decision was wrong, you can inbox me. You have to give me a breakdown of the points and why you feel you won. If your breakdown seems legit, we will send your fight to our pro judges, have them take a look at it. If they say we got it wrong, then it'll be overturned to a draw and you'll get a win on your record along with your opponent. Now, just for the record, you can never overturn a loss to a win, and meaning your opponent won't lose, but you can overturn it to a draw where you both get a win. Okay. But here's the thing. We've been down this road plenty of times. It's really a waste of my time to say it. A lot of the people that comment on the decisions of these fights and how they should have won, half of them have never been in a ring before. Half of them, attend an MMA gym or a boxing gym, spar a few times and think they're fighting experts. The bottom line is, I trust the people who are sitting ringside, who have watched hundreds of these fights, to give me an accurate decision over this. This is why we don't allow YouTube to vote. I'm just keeping it real with you, okay? I cannot count the times that YouTube screamed up and down that one guy won the fight when he didn't. I'm telling you. And I've said it multiple times, the fights look different in person, and I can say that till I'm blue in the face, but until you experience it, you won't get it. But there's plenty of people that can attest that. We had a kid yesterday. He traveled a long distance, and he said, man, it looked one way on YouTube. I thought I would be able to come and just dominate. He said, but getting in there, feels totally different. It's just different, you know. But I can preach that till I'm blue in the face. Some people ain't going to hear it, so be it. But I'll tell you this. The bottom line is, I am confident that our judges get it right 90% of the time. Very confident. I'm so confident that, I'll tell you this, these fighters, the few that complain about their decisions, when I ask them to give me a breakdown for their appeal, they don't do it. Because they know. They go back and watch the video and they actually break it down and they realize, oh, maybe I didn't win. Okay? It's simple. We'll just talk boxing. For boxing, 2 points for a headshot, 1 point for a body shot. Power shots are way more considered than pity-pat shots. Period. So, if you got a guy sitting there throwing a bunch of pity-pat shots that are obviously having no effect, and another guy throwing thudding shots, the guy with the thudding shots is going to get more consideration, okay? If you have your opponent hurt while never being hurt yourself, that gets big consideration. Those are the things we consider, you know? MMA is a little more complicated, but we rarely have the MMA matches disputed. Usually because MMA matches don't go the distance. But same thing, 2 points for a headshot, 1 point for a body shot. But then the ground game comes into play, leg kicks come into play, but we've got a system for that as well. But again, we rarely have MMA matches disputed. It's the boxing matches. But I've said this a million times. If you don't want the judges to give you a decision that you don't like, finish your opponent. Finish your opponent. Either that or make your performance so dominating that there's no way on planet Earth that anybody can question whether you won or lost. Short of that, you shouldn't be complaining if a decision don't go your way. Finish your opponent or make your performance so very dominating that nobody can question it. Because I can tell you, our judges, they have fighters that they see in the yard week in and week out that they've still said, yep, you lost, buddy. You guys like to think there's favoritism. There's not. The judges will put a loss on anybody because they don't look at it like that. This is just a sport. Nobody's getting paid millions of dollars. Nobody's getting paid a penny. So, just a little Sunday rant. Big event coming back up, man, in a little over 2 weeks. Another 30 fights coming y'all's way. Questions, comments, leave them below. Hit us up in the Facebook group if you want to be able to interact. See y'all soon. Peace.